Yes, got another message for y'all today. Seriously. All right, you all, because this is another thing we learn, okay? But I am Michelle Dickey, your host for the Let's Just Chat show, streaming on the YouTube channel Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance, and Facebook at Michelle Dickey, and Consulting for Heightened Awareness. So as those notifications go out, we're going to do our usual chat. I hope everybody is having a blessed day, a blessed week. Oh, yes, all the way around. Okay, we're going to dive into, the narcissistic abusers and mocking, y'all. That's what they do. All right, remember, they're always making fun of people. All right, that's what they do. They pick on people, right? They pick on people. They make fun of people, right? So they're always mocking. And, it could be about any attribute you have, chosen one, spiritual warriors for Christ. Could be about any attribute or anything that you have experienced or are undergoing. Okay, yes, it can be about anything. Right? For example, okay, let's say you got yourself a certificate for something, and a specialty of sorts. Right? That's an accomplishment, and so the narc knows about that. And so whenever the narc is around other people, right, while they think they have bragging rights because they know about it, that's a whole nother topic for another day. But just know that that's what they do. Okay. So it's because there's always more than one reason behind why these narcissistic abusers are doing what they're doing. Never forget that. There's always a reason why these narcissistic abusers do what they do. And so while they're mirroring, they're also mocking. And so you get that certificate. They know about it. They think they got bragging rights. So they could be in front of complete strangers, people they've never met, people you hardly know, or even if it is some people you do know. And so they're just telling everybody about your certification, your completion. And it's not, it's like, really? Like, not everybody needs to know that, right? But they're doing that. And you pay attention to their tone when they do it. Okay, that's how we pick it up in the spirit that they're mocking. Okay, while at the same time bragging, right? As if it was because of them that you got that or something. Like, what? That you achieved it. They think, and there is a mindset that it's because of them that you were able to achieve that. So it's the sick, twisted way they think. And so when they do that, they're also mocking, but it's gonna have, it's gonna have a very, very childlike tone. That's the best way I have to describe it. If y'all can think of other ways to describe it, let's drop that, down below in the chat or in the comments when you catch this on the replay. All right, so we can all kind of see if we can't paint a more clearer visual of that, because it's got the tone that they used, and you'll be able to tell that they're mocking, right? Meaning they're making fun of it, right? They're not really trying to, they're bragging, but at the same time making fun of it. Remember, James 1:8, you all, that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So this is why there's always more than one reason behind why the narcissistic abusers do what they do. And so they're mocking at the same time. And I'm going to share with you all in real time how that went down. And I was like, really? And it was classic. Right? It was in a toxic workplace. And I had identified, I identified that this one was at least a part-time narc. I never got the impression that he was a full-blown Jezzy, but definitely a part-time narc. Okay. And so I talk with my hands. Right? Those of you who have been following the channels and the ministry for some time and who know me, you know that about me, right? Well, a lot of chosen ones, we do that. Okay, we're very outgoing. We talk with our hands. Okay, it's just the way it is. So as I'm sitting there, he's trying to tell me about like something work related, right? And so I'm relaying back the details to make sure I'm understanding correctly what he's trying to tell me. And as I'm doing that and I'm talking with my hands like I usually do, well, then he starts mirroring, right? But the way he did it was the temperament behind how he did it was very mocking. Okay. I caught on to that. I was like, oh, he's making fun of that. Okay, I see. but I like whatever, no reaction, whatever, just kept on, keeping on, just like whatever. But I caught it because it was just in the way his body was moving as he was mirroring that I picked up on the mocking side of it. So it's like mirroring and mocking at the same time. That's because of their double mind. Yes, they're unstable in all their ways. And not only that, chosen one, it's because we can spiritually discern these things, right? Okay, so there you go. We can see these things, we can spiritually discern. And as we continue to do that, we pick up on how they are mocking us. Right? And I'll share with you another story in real time that I picked up on when we were in a season of learning another huge lesson about the game of narcissism and marketing. Well, it just so happened that I kept sensing it in the spirit, even though it was virtual. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was virtual, I was sensing it in the spirit. I was like, why are they mocking me? Mocking the fact that I'm doing videos in the car. It was a very subtle. See, this is what I'm saying, y'all. When you can spiritually discern and you're able to, you're able to pick up on this stuff no matter where. They don't even have to be right in front of you physically, like in the physical. They don't even have to, you can be virtual when you pick up on this stuff. You can sense it in the spirit. And then not only that, mocking the fact that we're doing the videos in the car office. And for those who have not heard this, there's reason behind that. Okay. And the number one reason is feedback from y'all. Right? Yeah, I got feedback from y'all that you don't mind where we are when we do the videos, but you like the car videos because I get it. Trauma healing, it gives you more of an intimate feel. It's kind of like where we just sit back, let's just chat feel, right? Well, that's where the name for the show, the theme, if you will, for the show came about, because I had fellow warrior that sent me a message. It was like, it got that, it has more of like a let's just chat kind of feel, casual combo, easy flowing, and it helps in the trauma healing process. So there you go. That's like the number one reason, okay, that we do a lot of videos in the car. And, that's not permanent. We know that. But we definitely like to keep y'all, keeping y'all comfortable during the healing process and beyond. And plus, not only that, we're able to pick a nice, quiet, well, somewhat, okay, the occasional tractor trailer or whatever, the highways in front of me. So the occasional tractor trailer or what have you might go by, or a siren might go off or whatever. You never know. But, for the most part, it's quiet, and it's just done. Right? It's just us chosen one coming together, right, to get these messages, right? But yes, we can start to sense when they're mocking in the spirit, even from afar. And so they were mocking it. And I was like, okay, but it took a little while because I was trying to figure out, because it was so subtle. It was just like, I don't know how it just rolled off. Just like God tells us that when the enemy, comes out with those lies and the mocking and the abuse and things like that, how it's going to roll off their tongue as butter and oil, how smooth. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but y'all know what I'm talking about, how smoothly it will come out. And so the reason it's a little bit challenging, there you go, that's what I'm looking for, to detect, is because of how smooth it comes out, and so, and not only that, you're trying to be professional, right, about it. I'm like, all right, but I caught on to it, and I'm like, so they're mocking that, okay, I got it. And there were some other things that they were, now not everybody, okay, that was on that journey was doing that, all right, so let me be clear. Not everybody that was working with us during that season was doing that. Just a good, I would say 3. Okay, there was 3 of them. Okay, and they were mostly male. All right, yes, definitely. Okay, mocking this ministry, mocking this work. Right? Yes. So we know that God is not mocked. That means the God spirit. Okay, you all, seriously, never forget that. We don't want anybody to get that twisted. We talk about the God spirit that's within. Okay, each and every chosen one, right? God is not mocked. Oh, he does take it personally when one of these narcs out here tries to do that to his chosen one. Yeah, see, we learn though, once we get over that rainbow, we're fully healed and we are maintaining that emotional regulation. When they mock us, it doesn't bother us, okay? Because we know that they're just doing the same old high school behaviors that, they've done their whole lives. They never outgrow that. Remember that they just don't put that away. They want to mock and make fun of. Okay, that's just it. That's part of the abuse. Okay, that's part of narcissistic abuse right there. They mock and make fun of and pick on and continue to bully because when they don't want to grow up, they're going to remain that way. They remain in high school. They remain emotionally stunted. And so they're always going to do that. They're going to mock chosen one. It's just the way it is. It's part of the persecution. And so now that we can see it for what it is, and it's no longer triggering us. So for those who are still getting to that point, please keep on keeping on, okay? Because you will overcome that. Yes. Hello, Real Deal Prime. Glad you could join us, all of you. Okay, I'm glad you could join us. But I know some of y'all, you can drop this in the chat or the comments on the replay, because I know y'all know what I'm talking about when you catch them mocking us. And the way that, like I said, with that one that season, how subtle it was. And so that's why it gets a little bit trickier to detect when they do it. And so now it's going to be a little bit different between the males and the female narcs, okay, because of the tone of voice, but you'll still be able to catch it, okay? You have to have those spiritual ears, okay? You have the spiritual ears perked up so that you can catch when they're doing it. And it was very sly the way some of them do it too. Oh my goodness, it's very sly. And then, so here's another example for you all to help put it in perspective when they're mocking. Okay, yes, when they're mocking you, is that, let's say, okay, they know that you have, for a good example, they know you have been, let's say they know you go to church, okay? And so now they want to go and tell all these strangers, oh yeah, he or she is such a great person, goes to church every Sunday and stuff like that. And listen to the tone. Okay, listen to the tone when they do that. And you'll catch it. Oh yeah, in the spiritual, you will catch it. Listen to the tone. I mean, and why else would they be doing that? Why? Right? Okay, well, because they have to mock. Right? Because they know that you're doing something for you, and that also can please God as well. You know what I'm saying? They know that. So they're going to mock it. Think about that. Anything that's good and righteous, they are going to mock. Remember how God tells us in 2 Timothy 3 that these evildoers are the very despisers of good. Right? They despise good. So they're going to mock it. Anything that is good. Right? From being reborn again, okay, to accomplishing a goal, to receiving another achievement, an award of sorts, a certificate, a degree, whatever it is that God has you, right, working on, and then you achieve it, right, and you get it done, and they happen to know about it, and so then they're gonna go and tell everybody, that it's like, okay, what's done is done, and they're gonna mock it because it's good. It's good for you. You see what I'm saying? It's good for you, and it pleases God. So they mock everything that they know will please God. It's really intriguing too, but they do, and so they're the ones always mocking God. But God takes care of that because He tells us vengeance belongs to the Lord. So we're just like, okay, they want to do that, but they don't realize that, again, they're digging, the pit that they're trying to dig for chosen ones. They're falling in it, and a lot of us are watching it right now unfold before our very eyes. Right? How they are falling in the very pit they tried to dig for us, and so that's what happened. We reap what we sow. That's because when we learn, okay, so they're mocking us. All right, we see it, we catch it. And so then we learn to stop. That's right. We stop telling them anything. Because really, after all, once we identify that they are a narcissistic abuser, oh man, we do. We move in silence. Absolutely, 100%. And we don't give them that stuff. That's also ammunition. Believe it or not, anything good is still ammunition because they're going to mock it. And the mocking part that's part of narcissistic abuse. So when they're doing that, and so they want to continue to make fun of, and not only that, they do it out of jealousy too. Think about that for a second. They've got the demon of jealousy. So they're very jealous of what other people accomplished that they themselves believe they couldn't do. And well, maybe not. But the thing is that if they truly wanted to, they could. Yeah, see, that's the crazy making behind the narcissistic abusers is that it's like, oh, okay, they're going to sit there and mock and be jealous and be hating on other people who they perceive, it's all about perception, who they perceive as getting accolades, accomplishing things, achieving things, or they perceive as doing better than them. And not realizing that, okay, if you wanted to, let's say, for example, if you accomplish, let's say you get yourself a degree in a particular area, right? Okay, or certification, or even from like a trade school, what have you, whatever, right? Let's say you accomplish that. Okay, you acquire new skills, new knowledge, things like that. Now remember discernment, okay, because there's a lot of truth mixed with lies and word salad, okay, on some of those journeys as well. All right, so we learn how to get around that. All right, yes, we don't let the word salad trip us up or confuse us anymore. All right, we just go through and we pick out the bullet points. Oh, okay, that's what we need to know. That's what we need to know, and then we leave the rest. Okay, that's how we do it. For anyone who's wondering how in the world do we get around all that word salad with some of these journal articles and things like that out here, that's how we do it. Okay, we pick what we need, all right, and what we don't need, we leave. Okay, because that's all, anything that's designed to induce confusion. Okay, yeah, no, the mocking that the narcissistic abusers do is not to induce confusion. No, that's the one thing about it that no, it's definitely part of narcissistic abuse, but it's not meant to confuse anybody. Because once you can clearly see that's what they're doing, oh, okay, and understanding the reason that they're doing it. So you accomplish a degree and they themselves, it's really crazy. I'm like, dude, if you were interested in the same thing, you could go and sign up and apply and go and get a certificate in that as well. It's like they could do the same thing if they wanted to. You see, that's the thing, but they would rather, yes, engage in all that unrighteousness. So they would rather sit back and do the mocking and all of the other things, over that because of their own jealousy and hatred. It's like part of how they don't recognize the moot in their own eyes. And it's like, okay. And the thing is that they're going to sit there and hate on other people who have accomplished this. Let's say started a website, started a ministry or what have you. And well, okay, that would be the one thing. A lot of narcissistic abusers will not. Well, we know that there are some out here who do have ministry, but they've got the spirit of religion. Okay, but not all narcissistic abusers can be able to do that. They can't mirror spirituality anyway. All right, so that one we really got to, discernment. Okay, because we know, yes, y'all, we know there's narcissistic abuse going on out there in all those religions. This is why we don't have the spirit of religion up in here. Do. That's worldly garbage. Jesus did not come to teach religion, you all. He came to teach God's spiritual truths. Yes, remember the parable. Again, for those who missed this, the parable, those are physical stories that have a spiritual meaning. That's why we got to have the Holy Spirit to interpret them correctly. All right, but yes, we do not let the mocking of these narcissistic abusers get under your skin, you all. Seriously, because, when it sinks in, just how childish that kind of behavior really is, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, and I mean, we don't ignore it. We make note of it, and then we go, okay. So that also tells us what we're dealing with. When you think about identifying the red flags, if you want to know if you're dealing with narcissistic abuser, that's just another thing to look out for or to watch for, if you will. All right. Don't walk on eggshells. You don't need to do that. Okay. That's what they want to see, but we're not living in fear chosen one. Absolutely not. Spiritual warriors for Christ. We know that perfect love casteth out all fear. That's right. And that God, the God within, that God is love. And so it's not again, for those who need this reminder, it is not the mushy gushy falling all over each other stuff. That's not love. Okay, you all. That's what the narcissistic abusers do. And they do it with that saccharine sweetness. Oh, there you go. Okay. for those of you who have heard that saccharine sweetness, you know what I'm talking about. So if you take that tone, okay, it's going to have a similar tone to the saccharine sweetness when they mock. Yes, that's that. Yes, it does. Oh man, yeah. Even the subtle ways, even the saccharine sweetness that's really subtle. Yeah, the mocking tone. Okay, it will have a little bit of a similarity to the saccharine sweetness in that tone. And yes, the male narcissistic abusers also have a way of verbally, verbalizing things with the saccharine sweetness as well. It's different, obviously, because the male narcs are going to have a different, different voice. Okay, a lower voice, whatever, a more masculine voice, if you will. So, but the saccharine sweetness can be detected right there as well. Like with the female narcissistic abusers, it tends to be, it's always going to be over the top, high pitched, a whiny type tone to it. And so the mocking tone that they use is also going to have a similar type of tone. So that's what you can watch out for, or let your spiritual ears pick that up. Because if they're mocking you, then because God is not mocked. So He's gonna take care of that. Oh yeah, because like I said earlier, God takes it very personally when these narcissistic abusers try to attack one of His chosen ones. Oh yes, He does, and we don't have to lift a finger. Remember that, you all. We don't have to do a thing. We see it, we make mental note of it, and we go, okay, so we know what we're dealing with now. And it's like, alrighty then, because a lot of us listen, that limited contact. Okay, God understands that. Right? He's always going to deliver us out from under. Whatever it is, that's right, when His timing, okay, all about God's timing, He does it. And I'm gonna share with you all something. It's very, I don't know if it's happened to anybody else, but it really, usually for us, for myself, God tends to do a lot of delivering out from under stuff during the summertime. He delivers us out from under stuff all the time, but just one commonality for for consulting for heightened awareness, because it was when he delivered me out from that toxic workplace, at the beginning of August, okay, in 2021, after I launched the website. And so then delivering, it's really unique how He does that. But it's like, okay, and that's great. That's great. We're thankful for it. But he does deliver us out from under other things throughout the year. But I just find that to be interesting. So some of y'all will probably be able to relate, because it's like, okay. Because we know God's always going to come through for us. He's always out there making a way, right? Everything's always working out in our favor, chosen one. That's it, bottom line. When you pick up on them mocking you, just know that, that's just them. That's them being the narcissistic abuser that they are. And also that tells us automatically, because if they're mocking like that, that lets us know they've got the demon of jealousy. There you go. Because remember, one of the steps in the trauma healing and the spiritual awakening, right, it's very, very important to understand, is that once we know, okay, we can see in the spiritual and we can know that they've got the demon spirit. And so identifying which one is in operation, yes, that helps the development of that discernment. So you'll be able to pick up on them a lot quicker. So if you catch them mocking you, right, then that lets you know they've got the demon of jealousy right there. Okay. And the majority of the narcissistic abusers do have the demon of jealousy. It's just a matter of when is it in operation. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Now, the demon of complaining they have, oh gosh, yeah. Oh, big time. So if you happen to be around others, here's some additional stuff, okay, for you all to remember going forward in the spiritual awakening for the trauma healing, is if you find yourself around, all right, people who are doing nothing, and you can tell the difference between identifying an issue and finding a solution for it, because chosen ones are problem solvers. Okay, so that's what we do. We're like, oh, okay, ooh, that's an issue. All right, let's see, how can we fix it? Okay, we're not going to sit around and complain about it. There's a different, okay, we spotted it. We're like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. All right, so how can we fix it? All right, we don't complain about it. Narcissistic abusers, on the other hand, will take that issue, and what will they do? Because they're not problem solvers, they will sit there and it's all negative. Okay, they will complain. So then well, there you go. There's a narc. If that's what they're doing, is sitting around and doing nothing but complaining, that lets us know that they're not grateful. They're not grateful at all that they even woke up that day. So it's like, okay then. So there's a lot of easy ways you can spot these narcissistic abusers, the narcs out here, many ways. And we know them by their fruits, right? As God tells us, we know them by their fruits. So if they're out here complaining, that means they got the demon of complaining. If they're out here mocking, they got the demon of jealousy. That's their fruit, you all. Yes, their behaviors, their action, that's their fruit. Okay, we know that. And we don't ignore it, because God lifted that cloud of cognitive dissonance the moment he awakened us to and from all of that narcissistic abuse. Never forget that important point, okay? So he's lifting that cloud of confusion so that we can get that clarity that God needs us to have. It's very, very important, because that way we don't go through life being deceived over and over and over and over again. And so for anybody who's sitting there wondering why the narc might have been going and blabbing about a certain achievement or accomplishment of yours to people for no reason, well, there you go. You got your answer, because they're mocking you. And that's what they do. So there you are. I just wanted to get on here and give you all that, okay? Because I don't think that gets enough discussion, okay? Because it's something that can easily be overlooked. Yeah, if we don't commit it to memory that's what they do. Okay, when they're mirroring and mocking, and that we know that God is not mocked, and so he's going to take care of that. All right, when they do it, God is going to be the one to silence them. We don't have to do anything. Never forget that too. Okay, all right. And here's a final tip. One of the ways that God will silence them when they try that, okay, is when we stop reacting and asking them questions. Because, see, there's the thing we learn, right? So if we're asking the narc, why are you telling everybody that? What are they going to do? They're going to do more of it, because they assume, oh, that's right, because they've got the demon of assumption. They assume that bothers you. So if it bothers you, that's that poking and prodding they like to do. So they're going to do more of it. They're going to mock you even more because they think it bothers you. They're assuming. All right, you all never forget that. So we learn to stop asking them, because now we know why they're doing it. So there you go. As always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And if you catch this on the replay, you can always drop those in the comments below, or you can always send me an email. That's right. All the contact information is right on the website at CDHRWDRMD. There we go. Thank you, Holy Spirit, slowing me down again. Yes, CDHRWMD. Hello. The website link will be in the video description below, y'all. I am your host, Michelle Dickey. Yes, for the Let's Chat show streaming on the YouTube channel Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance, and Facebook at Michelle Dickey, and consulting for heightened awareness. Sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching, listening, and for your support. Until next time, show that gratitude to the Heavenly Father, and you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.